Welcome back, everybody. This is Beautiful Becca, and I am here because today is Thursday, March 2nd, 2023. This is going to be the first Thursdays through the page. This is a new type of reading blog where I basically get to go do a deep dive into the books that I have read for the month, or in this case, well, yes, in this case, it's going to be for the month of January. I only ended up reading one book for February for the book reading challenge. And then the rest was focused on Avi's books, which were not part of the reading task. And you'll find out later why I am reading his work. I'm hoping that he will hopefully get back to me to do an interview. If you've already seen the first Becca's Book Talks, that was with book club leader Susan Selmore, and I really enjoyed that interview, and there's more interviews to come. So this is, again, Thursdays through the page, and I'm going to be focusing on this wonderful, it's a type of a reading log. It's called My Reading Life. I picked this up from Barnes & Noble last time I was there, and it says what I read, how it felt, and what I thought. So grab a book, grab a notepad, grab your quill or a pen, and get ready to write down with me and enjoy. Little side note, these came yesterday. These are the Anne of Green Gables writing gloves, and they are from, I don't have the paper with me right now, but it's from a company called Story Arts, and it came with a bookmark. It also came with a little business card. Unfortunately, the coupon was up on the 28th, but I can still see if I can maybe use it for something else. Anyway, these are those gloves here. They're a little snug, but they're cute, and the perfect green like Anne with an E's green dress that she wears at the beginning. So, moving on to My Reading Life. Let's take a look. So, on this page it says, why keep a reading journal? And I'm just going to read the quote here. I have forgotten the books I have read, and so I have the dinners I have eaten, but they both helped make me. Anonymous. And then this is just basically a little overview of why keeping a reading journal is good. All right, so the first one we're going to focus on was the shortest book by pages, and this was based on this book, Where Hope Comes From, by Nikita Gill. I read this entire thing on January 4th of this year. So the first thing that you'll notice, I'm not sure if you can see it, it says the rating on the cover, and I'm just added and book overall. I gave it a 5, and the cover itself looks like this. So this is this book here by Nikita Gill, and I love the cover because it has a lighthouse on it, and there's beautiful waves crashing on either side. That's the reason I picked this book up. So I gave the cover a 5. And then it asks, what drew me to this cover, what I didn't love about this color. So I said, the lighthouse and waves, a black and white etching. Second, the author's name, poems of, the author's name? Oh, I know why I wrote that, because Nikita Gill is also known for writing fierce fairy tales, which I read last year, which was wonderful. Third, it's poems of resilience, healing, and light. I love that expression. Why I chose this book. I love poetry, and it's the shortest book on my TBR list for the 2023 book challenge. Other books I have read or plan to read by this author, check if already, and I checked fierce fairy tales. For the below, the feelings this book evoked in me. I found it enlightening and beauty fulfilled when the author tells us to hold on to the simple things even in the most terrible of times. And of course, when she wrote this, it was at the height of the COVID pandemic. Favorite passages? Favorite passages, as you can see, there's clear post-it notes all over this book. So I'm just going to write down, I wrote down a few for this part here. So favorite passages. You are no mistake. Nothing about you is graceless. That is the measure of a human life to the cosmos. We came to turn our bodies into beacons of hope, forever calling to each other in a language only we understand. And then what I love about some of these chapters is that sometimes the heading will come with let's say, for instance, an astrological term with a definition. It'll be formal and informal. So I have one here called supernova. In parentheses, it's informal. The moment just before death, when a star shines its very brightest. I love that. Did reading this book change me in any way? In a way, it's very healing, I said. The author herself reflects on personal loss, even those not with family are still family, and she healed herself. Who would I like to share this book with, and what would I hope for them to take away from it? I would love to share this book with everybody, everyone. I would want them to hold out for hope that there's life in the most beautiful details, especially if we're resilient. Then it has not recommended or why, reread, yes or no. And then down here, ratings, where it says the writing style, the message, and reading experience. You can either put loved it, just okay, didn't enjoy. I put loved it, loved it, loved it right there. So that is where hope comes from. Let's go to the next one. Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. I read this from January 8th to the 13th. The cover and overall, 4, and I will post a little picture of Lessons in Chemistry on the screen. The woman's face and head, glasses lowered, hair is in an updo and a pencil holding it together. Looks like she doesn't care. What did I write down? Yeah, she looks like a smart aleck, but don't be fooled. The story says different. Why I chose this book. Mom recommended it, and it's a book challenge task, a book becoming a TV series or movie in 2023. So, last I checked, my mom's friend informed her that Lessons in Chemistry is, I believe it's airing on Netflix, I think. And it has someone that I didn't expect to be playing Elizabeth Zott. It's Brie Larson, who starred in Room. That movie I have not seen yet. The feelings this book evoked in me, and I put the word empowerment, especially for women. We are just as powerful, even in the most subtle of ways. Favorite passages? Oh boy, there are many. So this is why a lot of the passages are not written in this reading log, just the ones I felt were like the number one passages. But there's a whole lot more in the other journals that I have kept that I wrote these passages in. Here, there isn't a woman in the world who is just a housewife. If we were trees, we might be wiser. Courage is the root of change. And change is what we're chemically designed to do. So when you wake up tomorrow, make this pledge. No more holding yourself back. No more subscribing to others' opinions of what you can and cannot achieve. And no more allowing anyone to pigeonhole you into useless categories. To go for something I never thought possible, to sing again. I'm sorry. That was actually part of, did reading this book change me in any way? Yeah. So I said, to go for something I never thought possible, to sing again. I joined the Master Valley Chorale. I missed the last few rehearsals because of illness, but I'm hoping to get back on my feet and sing again. Who would I like to share this book with? Every woman specifically. What would I hope for them to take away from it? It's never too late to go after a dream, even in your 40s, such as myself, or 50s. Go for it. Because one of the, I want to say minor characters is a member of her audience who is in her, I think she was in her 40s or 50s. And Elizabeth Stott is telling her, so what's stopping you from going after this dream? She wanted to be, I think she was doing something in cardiology or a heart surgeon. And she says, well, I'm in my 40s. I've been a housewife all this time. And Elizabeth Stott said, and? She says, it's never too late. Go for it. And that is, when I believe that's when she tells this woman, there isn't a woman in the world who is just a housewife. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it. And the writing style, loved it. The message, loved it. The reading experience was great. So, moving on to the next one. All right. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I read this from January 16th to the 19th. The rating on the cover, I loved it. And again, there will be an image of Evelyn Hugo on the screen. The book copy was ordered. Wait. The book copy was ordered? What does that mean? Why did I write that down again? The book copy was ordered, but I loved the cover? What does that mean? I don't understand. What did I write? Oh, you know, I think, well, there's a couple of different covers for Evelyn Hugo. So I basically chose with whatever the library had. And sometimes they will have an image of the book cover. Other times it's not there at all. So whatever book came is the one I got. But the one I loved is, well, the one from the library is the one that I absolutely loved. The famous green dress. So Evelyn Hugo's character is famous for this beautiful, iconic green dress. Kind of like, imagine Marilyn Monroe in The 7-Year Itch, where she's standing on the sidewalk, and then all of a sudden she's standing over, I guess, like, what is it? Like a sewer, grill that's on the pavement. And all of a sudden it goes whoosh, and all of a sudden her dress goes up and she's trying to hold it down. It's almost like she's dancing on air a little bit. That's kind of like what this green dress represents. But it's a symbolic color and an iconic dress that idealized the actresses, that ideal. Yeah, I guess I put that down. Idealized the actress. She doesn't have a face, but it's hidden. Kind of like only like from the bottom of her nose down is what's revealed. You don't see her eyes. You don't see her head, but you can partially showing her blonde hair that kind of cascades over her shoulder a little bit. Why I chose this book, it's a book about Hollywood or set there based on the reading challenge, but it's reminiscent of Hollywood scandals. I haven't read any other books by this author, neither did I have for Bonnie Garmus. That's her first one. The feelings this book evoked in me, I wrote a whole new respect and perspective on women, how they acted in order to get ahead, but underneath this one was a facade. Favorite passages. Where Evelyn is telling the reporter, I believe it was Monica, she says, I insist that you be ruthless in your negotiating, Monique. Make them pay you for what they would pay a white man. Learn how to grab life by the balls. Don't be so tied up in trying to do the right thing. Never let anyone make you feel ordinary. Intimacy is about truth. That was an interesting passage. Did reading this book change me in any way? Made me think about Hollywood and I'm sorry, that was a mistake. And how its early predecessors treated, and unfortunately are still treating, women, especially female actors. If we remember the whole Harvey Weinstein affair, It's amazing how many movies I have that have his name attached to it. It's just, ugh, it's really uncanny. Well, who would I like to share this book with? I have my two good friends here, Laura and Jules. What would I hope for them to take away from it? I would say a new perspective of Hollywood and how a fictional character who represents a unique perspective of a woman's role, especially not just in Hollywood, but her role on what it means to be put on a pedestal, especially in Hollywood. We just watched the SAG Awards, and Sally Field, I mean, she's not a classic Hollywood beauty, but she had her own type of, like, I would say, inner power that outshined in every one of her characters, which was absolutely wonderful. Let's see. Writing style, I loved it. The message, loved it. The reading experience was just okay. I didn't really have, like, high hopes for it. And then you got to the end, it was like, whoa, where did that come from? And I wrote something down here. It's like reading Liz Taylor, but the reporter's story is completely mysterious until the end. I didn't write the other one on here? No, I guess not. I did want to point out one thing that's in this reading log, as long as I have it open. There are some, I think there's like, after every 4 entries, there's these little gaps in between where you can fill it in. So like for this one here, favorite authors, coffee, dinner, or drinks. There are some authors who feel like old friends from the moment you start reading their words. You just know you'd get along. Other authors come as a complete surprise. Which authors would you love to sit down and share a cup of tea or coffee with? Who would you invite to a dinner party? Who would you love to share a few drinks with? So, you know, there's like a cup here, a knife and fork here, a stool, that kind of thing. So, coffee, dinner, or drinks. So, there's that one, and then a few pages after that, I'm not going to read all of them for you for today, but let's just say, okay, here we have one. The Genre Hound, Mystery. There's something both chilling and comforting about a good mystery novel. The combination is irresistible, whether you're looking for a cozy solution or journey into darkness. My favorite mysteries. And then you would fill it in. And as you can see, a mystery, there is no mystery without a magnifying glass. So I think I'm missing an entry here. I feel like I'm missing an entry. I thought I wrote it all in there. So I have 1, 2, 3. I know I read another one for January. I must have not written it in. All right. Well, I will have more entries to go into, and I hope you enjoyed. This is the reading log. I'll be posting this once at the beginning of each month on the first Thursday of the month. That is the plan. And it will be called Thursdays Through the Page. And I will show you guys the next few reads in the next video come the next Thursdays Through the Page. I hope you enjoyed. And take a look at those books. Take a gander. Read through the page. Read between the lines. I'll see you guys the next time.